Hello, everybody.
Hello.
We are live here today with ProCare Health and with Jessica from Sleeve Brittany Alone is her Instagram name. It's Pocket now. It was Chance. And so we just want to welcome everybody who's joining us. We're doing a follow-up interview. I bet these guys are super excited about hearing about that. Our first one with you, Jessica, people were crazy over. What we're going to be talking about, is Jessica has had bariatric surgery and she's also had plastic surgery. We're doing a follow-up from her first one, and she's getting ready to have a second surgery here really soon, very soon, within 30 days. How many days is it now?
It's on the 27th, so it's about 3 weeks. I don't know the exact number of days, but too soon. It's too soon.
Too soon. Well, we're going to do a brief introduction. So for those of you who this is your first time joining, my name is Brenda, and I'm a nurse. I worked for a bariatric surgery program for about 8 years, and now I work full-time with ProCare, our sponsor, doing these live events. And this is Brittany. Brittany, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yeah. Hi guys, I am Brittany, not to be confused with Sleeve Brittany Alone. I am an account rep with ProCare Health, and I do these weekly live events with Brenda, and we also do our monthly support groups too. Today's a little different because we usually do these on Wednesdays, but we're actually going to be traveling for the bariatric retreat in Orlando, so that's why we're not doing it this Wednesday, and we're doing it today. So welcome if you're new. Just want to say hi. If you have any questions about anything that we talk about today, or any questions about ProCare Health and our products, feel free to comment them, or if you're on our Crowdcast app, feel free to use the Ask a Question button too. And I want to say hi to Letitia. It's either Letitia or Letitia. I'm sorry, I'm not sure the pronunciation, but she said that she met Madison in Tacoma last week, or last month. So, hi! She's on these calls quite a bit with us. Hi, everyone. We have a lot of new people, new names.
Yes. So hello, James, Philip, and Marcia, Sharita, Andrea, Kay, and her husband, Brent.
Yeah. Hi, Brent.
And it looks like we have some people joining us on Facebook, too. So if you're live on Facebook, say hello. Yeah. Let us know. We're watching our Facebook feed, too, as well. So we have two platforms that we're on. We're on Crowdcast, which I'll post the link into our Facebook page, and we're also on Facebook. So either way is a great watch. Now we're going to introduce our special guest, Jessica. Jessica, I'm going to just let you tell us about you and your journey. Especially kind of do a summary, too, because some of these people are new to watching you for the first time.
So I had bariatric surgery. I had the vertical sleeve on February the 10th of 2020. My highest weight was 395. And when I first met with my bariatric surgeon, I was 365. And he had me lose 60 pounds before I was allowed to have surgery. So surgery day, I was 305. And today I am 180. And I had my first round of skin removal back in October, and I had basically my entire top half done back in October, and I am getting ready to have my thighs done at the end of this month. And I'm newly married, and we'll get into all that kind of fun stuff later, but that's just kind of where I'm at with my weight loss so far. So it's been an interesting 2 years. I've had a lot of change.
Lots of good change, positive change, I would say.
Yeah. Like, when you think about this last year and a half, 2 years, oh my gosh. Like, what does that look like? Like, when was your first surgery, and what kind of surgery did you have, and go from there?
Yeah, so February 2020, I had the vertical sleeve, and I was 305 then, so now I'm down to 180, so roughly 220. Math is not my strong suit anyway. But I've lost over 200 pounds, and when I had my skin removal, they took off 14 and some change of skin, and then a couple pounds in the liposuction. So yeah, I've lost a whole lot of weight, and it's really weird to see pictures of myself, even just from a couple years ago, it feels like I'm looking at a stranger almost, even though I know you think to yourself, how did I let myself stay like that for so long? Like, not to say that I wasted so many years of my life, but I kind of feel like I did. Like, I wasn't living life to its fullest potential. And it's sad that I'm almost 37, so it's sad. I wish I could have done it a lot sooner. I really do.
So let me see here. I think there's been some new updates too. Tell us about your new updates. Like, what's the new things going on?
So I got married right after Christmas, and Brant, he's in here. And he's had weight loss surgery, and he's going to be having plastic surgery soon. So it's really rewarding to have somebody that very much understands what I'm going through. So that's a new update. I moved to a new state. I moved from Georgia to Mississippi. I have started teaching again. So I taught third grade for about 6 years, and now I am back in the classroom, which is really awesome to be doing over 200 pounds less. I mean, it's like night and day. It's really awesome. And then I have my second round of plastic surgery coming up super, super soon. So lots of new things going on lately.
You got a new puppy too, didn't you?
Oh, yes, we did. His name is Bingo. My son Avery is obsessed with the show Bluey, so he wanted to name him Bingo. The show. So yeah, he's a chocolate healer. So we have one blue healer and one chocolate healer. So Avery so Bluey. So of course we went with that style dog.
That's
you
so
know what?
cute.
At this point, I would love to share your Instagram page, because I think there's probably some pictures of you before and after, and then also of your dog, of your puppy.
Yeah.
We may have to go back a little bit because I know it's been a little bit, but let me share my... Brittany, if I freeze up, let me know.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
You're doing great so far. Nothing.
Okay.
We were having some issues last week, guys.
Yes. Okay, so here's Jessica's Instagram.
I love that shirt too. I need that. We have a blue healer too.
Aw. Yeah, he got that for Easter. And
Here, let's pop that picture up first. That's a great picture. Okay, and I'm going to go back here.
Love it.
And let's do a before and after. This is a great little... Is this a good one to pick? Or should I scroll?
Yeah, that one shows my top half. There's some further down that shows my body.
Okay.
I don't know how far down.
Aww. With your son.
Yeah.
You might even have some videos on here. This looks like a video.
Yeah.
Try that one.
So, yeah, that
It's not going to do the sound.
Yeah, so that one, the video on the left, I was 5 months post-op from my vertical sleeve, so I had already lost anywhere between 60 and 80 pounds, so I was well on my way by then.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
I feel like a hoarder with my plus-size clothes. I just feel like I don't want to let them go, because I've been dealing with some regain, and when I put those clothes on, it makes me instantly snap into reality. Like, look at what you've done. You've done amazing. You can do this. It's just a few pounds. You can get it off again. But that picture, we were going through and cleaning out a room, and I found that as a class photo from one of my first couple of years of teaching, and I was 395 in those pictures, and it blows my mind. It really blows my mind.
Well, it's crazy because, it's like you're the same person. You are the same person, but you're changed in that your physical body's different. It's just, it is hard, because I remember, I had weight loss surgery too back in 2013, and I remember just kind of like thinking, okay, I'm the same person, but yet I feel so different,
Yeah.
Here's another really good one.
I know you're talking about feeling different and things like that. Just something even that happened today. So I remember, when I was morbidly obese, I would never want anybody to see me eating or anything to do with food. It wasn't a secret I was overeating. Obviously people could tell, but today it was my planning period or something like that, and I was just eating a snack, and I had to walk into a classroom full of kids, and it didn't I didn't freak out about people seeing me eat. Like it was very liberating to feel like, hey, I'm just a normal person having a normal snack. And I don't know, it was just freeing. I don't know. I mean, I don't know any other, it may seem silly to some people, but I would never do that before. I would always try to hide when I would eat, but I don't know. That's something interesting that happened today that I never had really thought about before.
Well, it's kind of like, here's a picture of you and your husband too. It's almost like a judgment we put on ourselves. I can say that for me, what was really hard, so this is you and your husband.
Yeah.
What was really hard was, like, I worked in a surgical weight loss program whenever I had weight loss surgery. And so I worked in a hospital. And so basically anytime at lunch and stuff, we would go down to the cafeteria to get something to eat. And and it probably wasn't anybody else looking at me. It was me thinking about it. I was like, okay, I have to be so self-conscious because, like, here I am, a bariatric coordinator. I've had bariatric surgery. Like, look at what I'm eating. And then, I was always conscious about what other people were watching me eat.
Yeah.
I understand. It's more about your own self-judgment than anybody else ever judging you.
I've yet to experience anybody. I mean, after you have weight loss surgery, people will see you eating certain things, and they'll say, "Oh, should you be eating that?" Thankfully, I haven't had an experience like that, but I know. I think it's just because I just have a small circle of friends, but there are some people that I know they get judgment like that, and which is, I mean, it's unfair. I mean, we are trying to live normal lives again now, but it happened to me, but it definitely would be very comfortable.
Yeah. I
There's
found the picture of the puppy here.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, adorable.
And I'm going to just copy here. I'm going to go back and I'm going to copy your link for your page and we'll put it in our chat box. So if anybody wants to be a part of your following.
Okay.
So I'm going to stop sharing my screen so I don't make everybody dizzy by myself scrolling. So I guess let's talk about, you had your first plastic surgery in Mexico. Now this next surgery, from what I understand, you had some changes. So you're going to be doing it more locally. Is that correct?
Yeah. So I'm actually a friend on Instagram went to a surgeon in Maryland, and her results were amazing. And so I started looking into this doctor in Rockville, Maryland. His name is Dr. Adam Tattlebaum, and the comfort that I felt with Dr. Galvez when I was doing my top half, I feel the same comfort with this doctor. I feel we had a couple of virtual consults and stuff like that, and for whatever reason, my thighs scare me. I mean, I had my entire top half done, so you think that just doing one procedure on my legs wouldn't freak me out, but it does. I'm scared to death to do my legs, and I wanted, it's a 5-hour plane ride, San Diego, across the border. But now it's only an hour plane ride. So I like being a lot closer for this, and I don't know.
I don't blame you.
Really
Yeah.
I found somebody. I mean, he's still all the way in Maryland, but if I needed to get to him quickly, I could do so faster.
Yeah. Well, and two, after your first surgery, I feel like you did really well, but you did have a little bit of like a skin infection or a little bit of infection going on, and which you posted pretty openly about, and obviously that was able to be treated, it sounds like, by your surgeon, even through Zoom calls and things like that. But I mean, I understand too. It's nice to have more of a relationship where you can kind of be in person, if that's even possible.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have anything else to say about that?
Yeah, so, when I went to Mexico, I stayed in the hospital 2 nights, and then I was at a hotel for 6 days, and then I came home. So my surgeon in Maryland, he's like, I want you to stay here 2 or 3 weeks. Like, I want to make sure you're fully good to go. He said after the 3-week mark is when the risk of any bleeding issues or anything like that are pretty much none. So we're going to be there a total of 3 weeks just to make sure that I am all good to go. And, of course, if I have any issues, I can go back. But we don't want to come home right after surgery and then something happen and have to go all that way again. So we're just going to stay in the area for a couple weeks.
How about your husband? Is he having the same surgeon, or is he having the one in Mexico, or?
He is going to he's going to have a consult with the surgeon in Maryland when we go there, but it is much more cost efficient to get the surgery done in Mexico with Dr. Galvez. And aside, from the money aspect, Dr. Galvez, he's an awesome surgeon. Like, I feel like my body looks great. He did a great job, and I feel very comfortable. I've been through it, so we know what to expect. So it's just the quality of care I know is really good, and it's going to be much more cost efficient for us to go there to do his as well. So his is going to be May of next summer. Since I was already doing mine this year, he's a principal, so we have to do surgeries during the summer. So I said, we just got married the end of December, and I said, maybe we can enjoy a summer as a married couple, maybe summer of 2024. Surgeries have the last 3 summers will all be surgeries.
That's not much of a vacation, is it?
No, or a honeymoon. My gosh. We do have a question, Brenda. I wanted to make sure that you saw that. And we kind of talked about it a little bit, but I don't think we actually talked about the actual name of the surgery that you have. But Nancy wanted to know, what kind of plastic surgery did you do?
So I had a full abdomen lift, which is, I got the fleur-de-lis tummy tuck, which I had the belt lipectomy. It goes all the way around, and the fleur-de-lis, it goes up. And then I had a reverse tummy tuck with the scar goes all the way under your breast. So basically in 2 spots, all the way around the bottom, all the way around the top. And I had my arms done, and then I had a brassiere torsoplasty, which that's the part that goes all the way around my bra line to help with all the excess skin on your back. So brassiere torsoplasty, belt lipectomy with butterfly lift, fleur-de-lis tummy tuck, reverse tummy tuck, and extended arm lift, brachioplasty.
Holy cow. I didn't even know they would do that much at one time.
I'm impressed that you remembered all of the actual names, too.
Yeah. I know. So next time, when I'm going for my surgery in a few weeks, I'm like, extended thigh lift. I can remember that. You see how it was hard for me to remember all of those names?
Yeah.
I feel like you did pretty good.
Yeah, better than I would. I would just be like, this is where I got it, and yeah, I don't know.
I'll just say, I got a full abdomen lift, and I'll just leave it at that. But sometimes people will ask me more in-depth questions, but if it's been a long day, I'll say full abdomen lift, arms and back. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
So how has it been too with your? I have like 100 questions I still want to ask you. So how was it with the school? Because you probably at a new school, I'm wondering if they've had questions or if it's been kind of a private thing for you at your work life.
You mean like surgery wise and things like that?
Yeah, with everything.
Yeah. I'm at a new school in a new state, so not everybody there even knows prior Jessica. They don't know that I used to be almost 400 pounds. They don't know that I've had surgery. But there are some of them who have seen me on social media, on TikTok and things like that. But nobody at work has ever come up to me and asked me anything about it at all. They know from seeing things on social media. But the principal, for example, I've told her, I've got surgery coming up and things like that, but really I haven't made those super close relationships with people since I'm at a new place. I've only been there 3 weeks, so I haven't made those super close relationships to have those kind of conversations with people yet.
Well, I was just actually kind of curious because sometimes it's hard, with work relationships to kind of share certain information. And I'm more private with some people than I am with others. Some people I just openly share. And some people, like whenever you have social media accounts like that, there's a difference between your personal and then your accounts that you share openly. This type of information. It's just a little bit different, and people, obviously people can get to them regardless, but who normally sees them is a little different depending on what groups and things like that. I want to ask you too. So I think you told us on the last one, but there's 2 questions. First of all, how did you choose the name Sleeve Brittany Alone for those people who might be on the call?
I know a lot of people just assume my name is Brittany, but I just remembered a viral video from like 10 years ago. Oh gosh, I'm blanking on his name. I'm blanking
Chris
on
something.
Chris Crocker. Yes, and
Chris
he had
is,
the whole
yeah.
video that was like, "Leave Brittany alone." I don't know why, but I was thinking about. Okay, I was sitting there thinking about an Instagram name, and it just popped in my head, and I was like, "Yes, go for it. That works." So that's how the name came about.
And then how
it
did
worked
you
perfectly?
Yes. How did you meet your husband?
So he actually slid into my DMs. So I
love it.
I'm an ambassador for a protein bar called Dive Bar, and he was messaging me several times about these dive bars. And, you know, I would answer the question, move on about my business. And he just kept messaging several times. And then finally, I just started talking back, and the rest is history. And now we're married.
Do you live close? Did you live close by whenever that was going on, or?
Oh, we were 5 hours apart, so we did long distance for a while. I mean, every weekend we were driving back and forth, and it was long distance is hard, but now we're finally all together, and it's great. It's been so wonderful.
That's so cool. There's some questions too. Well, there's a comment here on our Crowdcast. What great job. I'm looking for plastic surgery. I'm in California, whole body. I think I have bypass. I will be 6 months in my surgery. So I guess maybe it was more of a comment than more of a question. And Leticia says, you look wonderful. I follow you and you're an inspiration. And then on Facebook, Brittany, you want to read the Janine saying something on Facebook? Do you want to read that, or you want me to?
Yeah, I'll read it. I don't see it on here though.
It just popped up. I'm gonna say I can read it. She's just commenting. Janine Sherman. She's saying, I am impressed that you remembered all those names of those procedures.
Oh, and congratulations. Okay, I do see it now. It's just taking a minute.
Yeah.
Rachel Blanton said, Jess is my homegirl. She is absolutely one of the most authentic and genuine people in this community. Love you, girl.
Oh, hey, girl.
So Rachel actually is not too far from us, like our ProCare health office. So she's actually a local one.
She likes to rub it in that she can just go over and get some chocolate with the
Well, now she can't because it's gone.
Yeah.
But in the fall she will be able to. Yeah.
You know what? With that, what are some of your favorite supplements that you do use? I know that Dive Bars is one of those. You also promote for ProCare.
Yeah, so I do the Dive Bars. That's the protein bars that I love. I've been eating those for a couple years, and the calcium chocolates are my jam. Like I can't tell people the messages that I get. Okay, so I made a post, and it had like 18 or 19 bags of chocolate in it, and it was a screenshot of my order. And I was like, hey guys, like I buy these with my own money. Like that tells you, like I don't get these for free. They're so delicious. And they saw the price of it, and I got so many messages like, oh my gosh, how could you afford that? That is crazy. And I'm like, and so I did the math. I'm like, this is almost 700 pieces of chocolate. Like you will go to Starbucks and you'll spend $7-8 on one drink. Like
one drink, yeah.
This is something for my health, and you guys are giving me mess about this, but it just created this whole thread. People would tag me in stories, and they're like, look at me over here eating my $1 million chocolate, or I'm going to
$1 million chocolate.
And they're like, I'm going to go broke, but I'm going to have my chocolate. It just created this whole story. So it was a good time.
I gotta laugh. So here's what Jessica's talking about. It just went out of stock. So we'll be back in the fall. But this calcium dark chocolate is what she's talking about. And there are 500 of calcium and 500 of vitamin D. They're little chocolate bars. Yeah.
I actually just had one, but while we were on the call.
Another supplement that I'm using right now, and I also did it before my first round of plastic surgery, is it's a natural blood builder, just to help get my hemoglobin up as high as possible.
Yeah.
I'm blanking on everything else right now, but
that's okay.
Like the cinnamon roll chews by ProCare, we really like those. That's Brant's favorite, and I really like.
That's my favorite too.
Yeah, and I like the sea salt caramel ones, but the chocolate is like I will always choose the chocolate.
Yeah, our chocolate it's more It's one of the pricier products that we do carry, but it's all, natural, real chocolate. So it's, I think it's worth the price. I think you think it's worth the price, too.
Yeah. More with it when we were camping once. Like, they are so good.
Yeah.
Jessica, let me ask you this. If somebody does want to, Jessica's an affiliate of ours. If anybody would like to use your affiliate codes, tell us what that is.
Yeah, so my code for everything is just my username, sleevebritneyalone. So for, I think really ProCare and Dive Bar is kind of the two main people that I work with. So if you need vitamins and supplements, you can use Sleeve Brittany alone with ProCare, or if you are interested in any protein bars, you can use that on the Dive Bar website also.
So Sleeve Brittany alone.
Yes.
I make sure I spell that correctly on there before I copy and paste it onto Facebook.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've spelled her first name wrong before. So I'm trying to be really cautious of that. The other Brittany is here. So her name is different Brittany. We have
my last name. She just, poor Brenda, she couldn't figure it out. It was my maiden name because I actually got married just, I think, like 6 months before you or something.
Yeah.
So how is married life? We
things.
We just had our 1-year anniversary yesterday. Actually, we're gonna try some of our wedding cake tonight. I'm sure it'll be gross.
Yeah. It's been going really well. So, a lot of things happen at once. Like, we got married, bam, I moved to a new state. Bam, I started a new job. So we didn't have, and we're both educators. So
you gotta wait for the school year, right?
Yeah. So we didn't even we did our honeymoon during break in March. We went to Colorado, so we had a delayed honeymoon, but it was much needed, wonderful. But everything is going really, really well. I feel like the most blessed woman on the planet. I really do. It's just great. He's great. I love him. He's just someone.
So he's definitely, I would say, your number one fan, and it's very clear. Even like him, he was like, "I'll be on the call if you want me to." So he's great. How is it getting back into the classroom? Nicole wants to know.
Yeah, it has been okay. So I always did 3rd grade. So to kind of get my feet wet again, I'm doing a maternity long-term position in kindergarten, which in my mind, I'm like, holy moly, that is 26 little Averys running around. So it's not, I think, kindergarten, you're like warm and fuzzy type teachers, and I said, oh man, I hope I'll do well, but the kids are amazing. I have been doing really, really well, and I very much am enjoying it. And I haven't been in a classroom full time since the end of 2015. I had Avery, and I stayed home with him. So my first time being back, and it feels so good to be out of the house and to be back in the classroom. I just feel really productive, and I feel like for mental health, it's good to be out of the house and to go and just be around people and. I don't know. It's been great.
It is, and probably your energy level is higher too than before. To me, that was one of the biggest things I noticed after surgery. There's some more comments too. I just want to make sure you probably see them on the Crowdcast platform, but there was a couple comments. It looks like Marcia said the chocolate is good. Angela said so worth the price. Michelle said they are delicious. I hadn't heard of them until Jessica shared them. I'm hooked. So you're one of her fans that you influenced. And it looks like Sharita says happy anniversary. Philip said I bought the calcium chews. They're okay, but I wish I had purchased the chocolate. Jessica, the Z Pro 25 chocolate pudding is the best. I don't know if you've tried that, but that is one of ProCare's products. We're actually kind of like a vendor for it's not one of the products we've made, but we list it on our website. Have you got to try our protein powder yet? I'm curious.
Yes, you guys did send us some. Brant and I, we posted about it. Gosh. Probably maybe 2 months ago, but it was really good. We have been super hooked on making protein puddings and stuff lately. So I'm why that person said something about the puddings because I'm always posting about pudding.
Well, it's kind of a way to get it in, and it's different. It's a different texture and flavor than what you get with the normal. And it looks like there's some with a shake. And there's some comments too from Facebook. Would you like for me to read them, Brittany? Or are you?
Sure.
Okay, so we have Rachel, of course, I already read hers. She just said woot woot. And then Pam Houston says, Jessica is the best. I've been following her from before my surgery in January of 21. She's amazing and super inspiring. So, you know what? It's always kind of nice to hear those things, because sometimes we don't know how watching somebody can just influence our day or make us smile and make it like you. I want to say, like, whenever I watch your feed and whenever I watch what's going on, I feel like you're so down to earth and you're so real, and you just make it easy for people to connect with you because you're a real person.
I agree. It's like authenticity.
That's one thing that when people message me, they'll say, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you actually wrote me back. Thank you for writing me back." And I'm like, why wouldn't I? I mean, I say I'm a normal person just like you guys are. I mean, I happen to share my story and people liked it and they followed me, but I don't use the term influencer ever. Like, I'm just a normal person, and if I can help you, or we can bounce ideas off each other, I mean, I'm all for it. I'm just all about helping people, and that's why I'm like, what do you mean you're surprised I wrote you back? Like, of course I will,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I love the community, and I like, I mean, just as much as people say that I help them, like, I get help. I mean, we all were there once, so just how I needed help in the beginning, it's really nice and rewarding to help other people too.
Yeah. We have a pretty good question here. Philip says, Jessica, what were the biggest obstacles you met while having reconstructive surgery outside the U.S.?
So when so my belt lipectomy that went all the way around the bottom, in the back where it kind of right above the your butt crack area, I had a pretty large. I was trying to think of a better term for that, but
that's okay. It is what it is.
So I had a pretty large opening happen there. It was probably like 4 or 5 inches. It was really long, and the surgeons were great. Like, we had video calls. They sent me the links of exactly what to buy. But of course, it would have been nice to get in your car, drive to the doctor's office, and let them look at it in person and do those things. There's a sense of relief for being able to do that. I had 3 different spots open up. So the one on my back that was the biggest, it took several weeks to close up. And then weeks 9 and 10, I had 2 little spots open up on my, I had the same spot on my back. I had a little tiny hole open up again. And then right in the crease of my armpit, like week 9 or 10. I mean, you think you're in the clear by then. And just
I would think that, yeah.
And you can't just get in your car and drive to your surgeon's office. You have to, and they're in surgery all day. You have to wait for a call back or something like that. So the biggest obstacle is not having hair right there.
Yeah. The good thing is, did you have any difficulty finding doctors around here to help you, or did you just mainly go to that other surgeon?
So
the surgeon.
Before I even had my surgery, I made sure that my primary care doctor was on board with me going to Mexico. I told her what the plan was, because there's a lot of primary care that say, I'm not going to touch you if you go there. So I said, do your due diligence, make sure that your primary care knows what you are doing, and if they're not supportive, search around until you find somebody who will. Because, like, my primary care doctor, she took out my staples, she helped me get the secrets out of my belly button, she was going to take my drains out, but it's super important. Like, she even gave me when I had that opening, she gave me a prescription for an antibiotic. So it's very important that they are on board. You don't want to be stuck with no help when you're that far away.
You know what? I would say that's probably like really good advice. And also, I want to just say too, regarding other like bariatric surgery, the same is true. Like you had to, since you've had to go to different areas, sometimes finding surgeons in your area, like if you have surgeon in like bariatric surgery in one area and you have to go to follow up to another state, just like you just moved, sometimes it's helpful to have communication there too. And I don't know if you see your primary care for bariatric follow-up. A lot of people do. They don't have to see a bariatric surgeon unless they're having problems, but that's also another consideration. There's another question under our Ask a Question feature.
Yeah.
Can you tell us if you did your plastics in a certain order and why, and what was the scariest procedure?
The scariest procedure to me I haven't had yet. That's going to be the thighs. But so the plan for surgery, Dr. Galvez made me choose between my arms and getting a breast lift, and I said, hands down, I'm getting my arms done. Like, you can get a nice bra, you can do something like that to help with that situation, but your arms, I mean, I that was my biggest insecurity. So, I mean, that's what I really loved about Dr. Galvez. He told you like which surgeries would go best together, like doing the back, like doing your back lift when he's doing your reverse tummy tuck, because it all will connect and it will make it look nicer. So I like that he told you what was best, but he wouldn't pressure you into doing anything. And I like that he gave me a choice about, my arms and my breasts, because I mean, ideally doing the breast work with the reverse tummy tuck, since he was already in that area, would have been best. But I said, I may never get my breast done, so if I don't want it, I want my arms done. So he listened to me, and everything turned out perfectly. So I like that. And it sounds silly to say I like that I had a voice in my surgery, but some doctors will just say, no, we need to do this, and that's that, So
yeah. I don't know if you feel comfortable asking this. This is not a question that's been posted, but a lot of times it's one of the most frequently asked questions that people want to know. Do you mind sharing approximate cost of your first surgery and your second surgery?
So when I had my first surgery, it was $18,700. But so when I originally got my quote, it was $22,000 some odd dollars. So when I first sent in my pictures, I was still about 30 pounds heavier. And so I was labeled as a high BMI case. So when you're a high BMI, that's more work for your doctor. So it added $3,000 or so to the cost. So once I lost that weight, they redid my quote, and it went down to just whatever, $3,000 less. But then I was supposed to get a breast lift, so that price came off. So it ended up being $18,700. But now the prices have increased a little bit. So like Brant's quote, for example, is a lot more than mine. So we really got to start saving. But yeah, so my legs that I'm getting done in 3 weeks, it's $11,800. It's $11,300, but I paid an extra $500 for a nerve blocker called Exparel for pain. So I was like, yes, I want that. That's like
100%. Yeah. We used to do that for all of our bariatric surgery patients, is give them Exparel, and oh my gosh, it made such a difference. So
I'm really I was a little, I mean, he told me about it. He said, so the normal blocker will be like 1 to 2 days. This will give you 4 to 5 days. And I said, sign me up. Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like people recover better if they have less pain. I just do. I feel like you recover a lot better. Okay. It looks like, I was just looking at Facebook to see if there was any other comments. Jenny was just saying she liked the chocolate bars, and it looks like Philip says, yes, I purchased vanilla. We asked about the reconstructive surgery. I think we got all the other questions on there. And Brittany, did you have a question a while ago that you were?
No, you had gotten to it. That was the next question.
Okay.
The one that she asked in the Ask a Question feature, and I don't see any on Facebook. That's why I'm looking down. I have a Facebook on my phone.
So we talked about cost, and what I just want to say. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, so I know you said that you're a little bit more worried about your thighs. Is there a reason to that? Do people typically have more I don't know, like
It's the horror story that people love to tell you. Oh, I had that.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, oh, I had this procedure. This is what happened to me, and it's terrible things. But thankfully, there have been people like on TikTok. They'll post and they'll say, "Oh, I just had that surgery a couple weeks ago. Like, you're going to be fine if you had all of this done at once. You can handle size." But the thing that scares me the most is having to lower myself onto to use the bathroom. So I went and bought a seat riser, and I got one of those. It's called a shiwi, so you can stand up and go to the bathroom while you're standing. I got a
I
walker.
saw that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a TikTok you posted or not, but it cracked me up because it basically looks kind of like a walker, like an elderly person would use to get to the bathroom. You're right, and you're like getting ready for my next surgery.
Yeah. Walker, to hold on to brace myself so I can lower myself onto the seat riser. So I'm most afraid about.
What was that? You broke up at the end. You're most afraid of what?
Just having to get up and down. I think about the bathroom. I don't think about the bed, and everything's going to be terrible.
Whenever you had your belly, though, like their lower part of your belly, think about all the muscles with your whole abdomen and your back. To me, this is, I don't want to say more, I think it's still very significant because those muscles in your upper leg are some of the biggest muscles in the body. But if you were able to handle all of this, Jessica, I can't imagine that you couldn't handle the other. Like, that just, to me, seems like it goes hand in hand. And I just want to go back to the pricing, too, because that's what I just thought of. Like, I just think when you're talking about these prices, really and truly, people spend that much on a vacation. They spend that much money on car. But what else could be more important than your health and feeling good? Like, really, there is nothing else. You're with your body full time.
Yeah. My friend was going, and she's been getting some quotes and things like that, and she told me the price, and I said, Katie, you would spend that on a new car. You get one. Go and get your surgery. Like, you have lost all this weight. You've earned it. If you'll spend it on a car, spend it on yourself.
Yeah, that's so true.
It's about just where you're going to put your priorities.
Yeah.
We have a couple questions. I just want to make sure that we get to, because we are almost quarter till. So, so we already asked the obstacles. Did you suffer from any nerve damage, such as numbness or tingling after?
Yeah. So my in my hips, especially where I had the belt lipectomy, like my hip area, I can tell that, you can tell you're being touched, but you don't. Like, if I get shots and stuff there, I don't feel it. So I still definitely have numbness. Sometimes I will, like, if I'm trying to touch my belly button or something, it sounds ridiculous, but it's hard for me to find it unless I look down, because the sensation's not there as much. So my legs are already still very numb, and I have the nerve damage in some spots. So I was like, well, maybe that'll help me with my leg surgery. Maybe that'll help with the pain.
Maybe, yeah. How do you know when you are ready for plastics? This particular person feels like she has a lot of fat to lose still. So I guess how did you know? That's a good question, actually.
So a lot of people ask me about arms, and they'll say, how do I know, if I'm ready? So I, of course, am not a doctor, so I would say, okay, hold up your arm. Do you see a big definition between the hanging skin and from your arm? Like, it's kind of, I don't know if it's hard to understand what I mean, but like.
No, I think I know what you're saying. Yeah, like you can see where your natural muscle is.
Right, and then the skin hanging. So if you still have a very plump arm there, and you don't see a definitive line where the skin starts, then I would say there's probably still a lot of fat there. But the best bet is to go and get a consult, because they will be able to tell you, much more about that.
Yeah.
A lot of times they say something to the fact of being close to your goal weight or closer, and I would say if you're within so many pounds, maybe I would just call the office. Don't you think? Just call the office and see.
Yeah, they'll tell you.
They recommend.
When I was doing my paperwork for my thigh surgery, it said on there, like, are you below a 30 BMI? So some doctors have BMI requirements, and some will do you if you're labeled a high BMI. So I mean, think about it. If it's a person that's 800 pounds and they have gotten down to 300 pounds, they're going to have a ton of skin. So in my mind, I feel like they have earned some plastic surgery. Yes, they're probably going to need more, but if it's hindering them, like from working out, I mean, all of that skin, it depends on the surgery. So, like Dr. Galvez, for example, he will do surgeries on people who have high BMIs, but he tells them you're probably going to have to come back when you lose more. But
yeah,
it's the way when you're trying to, exercise and try to lose those additional pounds. So I understand why some people do the high BMI.
And just to be brief on time, since we're kind of getting close, we'll do a couple of things here. We're going to read a couple questions, and then I also want to pop on over to Facebook too. Janine, Janine is one of our. She's kind of been commenting, and she's one of our ProCare colleagues. She says, I just consulted with plastic surgeon regarding my legs, still trying to make the decision if I will undergo. She says, I've heard thigh plastics can be painful. Even the plastic surgeon has told me. So I guess she must have the same concern, just for that same reason, those muscles in the upper legs have, a lot of use and stuff.
Yeah. A lot of people will say, oh, do you just not want to do the surgery because of the scar it's going to leave? And the scar is going to be massive. I mean, I'm very upfront about that. It's not pretty. It's very long. And I tell people, I will take the scars any day over the skin. I want to have normal sized legs. I know the pain is scary, but it's only going to be temporary. So
it is.
We will look back several months from now and we'll be happy that we did it. Yes.
And Brittany, I don't know, or Jessica, I don't know if you can see these other comments. There's some more here from Maria, Sharon, and it looks like Brittany answered Sharon's, but Maria says, Dr. Galvin does surgeries on some very overweight people, and it leaves me wondering why I'm still going to the gym. I guess she's meaning, maybe plastic surgery would take care of it as opposed to having to just go to the gym and work out.
That is, I'm trying to think how to say this the best way, but I have also wondered the same thing about some of those cases. And, gosh, how do you not put your foot in your mouth here? I feel like I understand what you're saying. And we have worked very hard to lose all of this weight. And then when you see very overweight people who go and get plastic surgery and they get 35 pounds of skin cut off and a bunch of liposuction, and you know that was not really all skin, you know that it was still a lot of fat that was just sucked out in liposuction. It makes you feel a certain way about it. You feel a little salty, like, hey, I worked so hard, I watched my calories, I worked out. So I get what you're saying. And I don't know. All I can say is my experience. I got down to the 32 or below BMI, which I needed to be at, and I was at a good healthy weight for my surgery. I can't speak for other people. I don't know why he does some of the higher weight cases. I don't know what their starting weight was. They could be some of those people who used to weigh 600, 700, 800 pounds. And
that's true.
That's true. So I don't know. I can't speak on that, but I know. That's true. I've wondered the same thing. Just being honest, I've wondered too.
Well, I think what we're gonna do here is just make sure that people have your information again. So people that are logging on a little later and being able to find you and follow your story. And what I wanted to just say, so we have, it's your handle. You do have a Facebook. It's same. Sleeve Brittany Alone. You have an Instagram and you have a TikTok. Do you have any other handles?
No. When I created my Instagram, something I did, it made it like a Facebook for Sleeve Brittany Alone, but I don't use it. I don't check it. I'm not responsive on there. I don't know how to make it go away. So if you want to talk to me, Instagram is the place that I am the most. So to get a quick response from me, Instagram would be the best way. And I also do post on TikTok quite often. But if you are looking to have a conversation about something, definitely.
Oh no, we lost her.
I bet she'll be back. We know how this works, don't we, Brittany?
Yeah, there she is.
It's all good.
Yeah, just find me on Instagram if you want a quick response. That'll be the best way.
Okay, perfect. And we've started doing something a little new, Brittany, with our ProCare. What we do is we find questions, we find problems, and then we kind of come up with a little solution. We do this at the end of our program. So I'm going to hand over to Brittany for just a second, and we have a little problem and solution for people. And it's based on our ProCare sponsorship. So she's going there. Dun dun dun.
Here we go. Okay, can you see that?
Yes.
Okay. So, for this week, are you looking for snacks that are going to keep you on track with your goals? And more particularly, we're talking about your protein goals, right? So we have something for you guys that's perfect. That's not just protein powder, because protein powder, I mean, yes, it's nice on the go, but I mean, sometimes people get sick of the protein shakes. Sometimes it's nicer to have like a nice snack with you. And these are great for on the go. I do a lot of traveling, and I personally have these in my travel bag with me. So our solution are our Ostrom beef sticks. They come in a bunch of different flavors. Have you ever tried any of these actually, Jessica?
I think I bought some. I don't know which store it was. I've been to so many health food stores, but I think that I have tried those before.
So what I'll do is I'll go to our website real quick and show people in case they want to see.
And I'm going to put the link while you're doing that, Brittany.
Here we go. Okay, can you guys see the protein powder, or the protein page, I mean? Sorry.
Yeah.
So, the Ostrom sticks are great because they also come in different kinds of proteins. So we have beef and elk, we have turkey, and we also have beef and ostrich and chicken. So if you're someone who prefers maybe a turkey snack over a beef snack, or a chicken snack over a beef snack, we have plenty of options. Here's the Z Pro that Philip was actually talking about, and this is really good too. It's nicer for thicker consistency. It's more of a pudding, I would say, like what you're looking for. And then we also have our brand new protein powder down here too as well. And you know what? I'll just go ahead and click on that because we have an introductory pricing for a limited time right now. So, you get about 30 servings in each bag, and this price is for limited time only. So, if you would like to try some, you could get it when it's on sale. And then, one more quick thing I want to show you guys before we let her get off here to pick up her kiddo. If you have not tried any of ProCare Health's products and you would like to, we offer free samples. Each sample pack will have a capsule once daily. Well, it'll have 2 once daily multivitamins. One will be a capsule and one will be a chewable. And then it also will include one of our calcium products, at least some type of calcium sample. But if you have something that you would like to try specifically, like maybe you want to try our new multivitamin soft chew, you could put that down here in the message box, and we will fulfill that request for you the best that we can anyway. As long as we have it in stock, we will fulfill it for you. And that's pretty much it. This is actually the new multivitamin. Have you had a chance to try this yet, too? I don't know if Erin sent these to you.
They are on the way. They should be here in the next day or two. I'm so excited to try the new one.
Let me know what you think. The cherry lime one is my favorite. So there's 3 different ones in here. It's cran grape, mango orange, and cherry lime.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
You won't forget your vitamins with those.
It's a special thanks to you for doing these live events with us. I mean, like, I know we can't give you all of your chocolates and everything, but at least we can do little special things for you here and there for being a part of ProCare and for sharing with all of your people and continuing to inspire them with your story and what's going on and being so real with them about your life, because that's what people want to hear. They just don't want to hear. Sometimes people will tell the storybook side of everything on their Facebook page, and while that's okay, it's also good to hear like the real everyday day-to-day stuff,
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. So nice to catch up, and hopefully I'll make it through the next surgery. So
You will.
Please stay in touch. We want to hear all about it.
One last time. When is it? May 23rd?
May 27th.
27th. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, you guys have a great time at the retreat. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you. Bye,
We'll
Jessica.
talk to you soon. It was so good to see you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.